Hey y'all, it's Miss Coconut. How are you doing? So today I want to talk about narcissists. Now, some of you are in relationships with people that are driving you crazy, but you are not crazy. They are narcissistic. This is a buzzword, and it was really heavily rotated in 2017. That's when all the memes started popping up and people started to identify certain abusive behaviors with the narcissistic disorder. Basically, a narcissist is someone who has an inflated sense of self-importance and ego, but they also lack empathy for others and they need constant adoration. They're very manipulative, they have anger issues and very short fuses, and usually, if it's a man, they think that women are inferior to them and that most women are just gold diggers, and they can come across as very hostile, and the women are very feminist heavy. So I don't want to get in trouble with the feminists, but I see that there's a certain type of woman that also resonates with this narcissism. Okay, so I'm not a doctor. I don't even play one on TV, so I don't want to make light of it. There are tests, there are doctors you can go to if you feel that this label applies to you. It's basically a coping mechanism, because some people are so damaged in their childhood that they never build the proper tools needed to learn how to lovingly interact with others. So the background is something you'll find in common with lots of people that exhibit this. They're probably in foster care growing up, never been touched lovingly growing up, or abused sexually, emotionally, physically, verbally, and so they don't learn how to bond properly. They shut down, and then there is a protective measure that starts to occur where they can no longer associate with people well, okay? These people cannot handle criticism, so they always think they're the best at everything they do. They think that they, of course, they're know-it-alls, right? Because it's all about them. If you remember the Greek story, Narcissus was the son of a god who basically one day sat by the rivers, looked in the river, saw his reflection, fell in love, and died there, languishing because he couldn't move away from the beauty. So in essence, that's what a narcissist is. But they've taken it a step further, because a lot of us have traits of narcissism. And I imagine in some aspects, it's not a bad thing, because you need self-confidence. You need to love yourself. You need to have a healthy esteem. But where it becomes harmful is that there are other things that go along with this behavior. Like they will gaslight you. They have narcissistic rages. They love bomb you. They hover you. And they triangulate you. So these are some terms we're going to go over. Maybe not all in this video, but maybe the next video. So how does the narcissist work? Well, normally they're attracted to your light. We have this huge debate going on where you attract everything and everyone's your mirror. And I say, no, that's not true. Some people are vampires. They see the beauty, they see the light, and they are drawn to it. And they come expressly to feed off of you. And that's another term that you will hear often when it deals with narcissists is your supply, the supply. The supply is what they feed off. So it's the person that's giving them the most attention and love and care. And you, the partner, will be in a relationship with a narcissist. And at first you won't know because they mask very well. Okay? And they're going to love bomb you, meaning they're going to put you on a pedestal. They're going to, stalk you. They're going to serenade you. They're going to charm you. They will compliment you. Make sure that you feel like you are the prettiest or the most handsome person in the world. They will talk about you to everyone. And basically, they become obsessed with you. to the point you take notice and you start to feel like, oh my God, this person really loves me. They're so attentive to me, etc., etc. I have noticed in social media world, this happens a lot because people on social media can be, pretty much who they want to be. I mean, it happens off social media, but social media definitely has its own special place for narcissism. So after they build you up, that's called love bombing. Then you get close to them. You start falling in love with them. You're thinking, oh my God, this is my soulmate. They're so wonderful. And then you start to see the depths of their depravity because they are unable to really have a healthy relationship. Eventually, that mask slips off, okay? And you will find that they will be enraged over the smallest things. Like literally, you'll be sitting in the house and you'll say, hey dear, will you hand me that magazine? And they will flip off on you. And they will say, why do you need this? And you're so stupid and you don't know how to read and you get it yourself. Why are you bothering me? And you'll be shocked. Like, but I just asked for the magazine. And they will go off on you and make you feel so bad that you're apologizing now for asking for the magazine. And it will continue to happen over and over again over different little scenarios. And you will start to realize, okay, something's wrong here. Something's wrong here. And so now you'll do extra to keep them entertained. You'll do extra for them to feel love. You will try to heal them, but there's no hope for them with you. Some people are on the fence. Some people say narcissists can be cured. Some people say they can't. I don't know. From what I've observed, it seems as if the damage has been done with these people. And all they do is continue to hurt people they come in contact with. How do we know that? Because every relationship they get into is always the same pattern. There's a high followed by lows, followed by a breakup. And then they tell you it was always their fault. It's always the other person's fault. It's always the ex's fault. Have you ever encountered someone where every ex was the issue and they refuse to see that the common denominator is them? And they refuse to see that, it's them. And they will tell you a sob story to reel you in about how terrible the ex was. And in fact, when it comes to a supply, most narcissists will have friends in the background where they emotionally connect and tell their problems to. They talk about you, okay, as the current partner. They will talk about you with their friends. And they will talk about you so badly that the friend will start to endear themselves to them and want to fix their problems because you're so horrible. And so when there's a breakup occurring between you and the narcissist, they immediately get into a relationship with their friend. And I know y'all have seen it. You probably was on social media. You saw some woman tag them. You saw some man, comment. And when you ask about it, they're like, oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. And you're like, okay, it's nothing. It's just a tag. It's just a like. And it keeps happening over and over again. I'm like, well, why don't people understand that there is something occurring that goes beyond normal social interaction? People ask me all the time, what do you think of this? He liked this photo, she liked this picture. And I'm like, social media is for likes. That's why we post, But some people are really doing the most. And you will know it because one of my friends were saying that this started happening to them where their guy was being tagged in pictures and photos and hearts and, different things that suggested that they were more intimate. And he kept denying it. And then those ladies, because it would be different ladies, they would end up blocking her. And then she would ask me, well, why are they blocking me? I'm like, that's a good question. So I'm like, well, ask him. What does he think? And every time she would ask him, he would say he didn't know why the ladies were blocking her. Anyway, about 4 months in, you're going to start to see all of this go down. And they will always, always defer the issues to you. They will never admit their wrongdoing. They will never say that they are wrong. They will never, ever say that they have a problem. They are perfect. They will tell you they are perfect. They will tell you they are the best you ever had. And they will tell you all of this until you start to feel as if you are crazy. But you're not crazy. They are narcissists. They will change you. So you will go from this outgoing person to someone that's isolated because they don't like any of your friends. They don't want you to have an opinion. They don't like the way you think. They don't like the way you dress. They don't want you to articulate yourself the way that you're doing. And so every time that you do anything, I'm going out with my friends, then it becomes, what are you wearing, where you're going, who you're going to be with, how long you're going to stay. And I mean, excessively, not the normal check-in that people have with their partners. Like, hey, I'm going here. Okay, have fun. It becomes more of dissecting every move, trying to control everything that you do. Because they know they need to keep you isolated and controlled so that you can keep being the supply for the vampires that they are. When it comes to masks, they wear it well because publicly everyone will think they are the perfect mate for you. Because they will esteem you so highly in public, people will swoon like, oh my God, you guys are the perfect couple. You're so romantic. I love the way she, cooks for you every day. And I love the way he compliments you. So the public will think these two are perfect for each other. But privately, not only are you guys fighting to the death, but one of you, that's the narcissist, is also engaging in emotional affairs. Because, see, the narcissist needs a harem. They need much and many around them to support their habit. They need people to think they're perfect, to place them on pedestals, to constantly big them up, to say they're perfect. Because when you start to be in a relationship with them, you will quickly see that their feet are clay. And so the ground that you used to worship, that they walked on, you no longer see it that way. You see them for every deceitful, vile, lying, cheating thing that they are. It wakes you up. And now, here comes where they devalue you. They begin to put you down because now you're no longer bigging them and esteeming them. They put you down. They make you feel like crap. They make you feel like you're the most stupid. They will make you feel like you're the most out of shape. You're the ugliest. You're the most inarticulate person that they ever met. And so now here comes your self-esteem plummeting. And this cycle will continue. And then when you start to say, okay, I've had enough, I'm leaving, they come love bomb you again. Oh, you're so wonderful for me. You're the best for me. No one ever loved me like you. You're the only one I can depend on. I've never had anyone treat me so well. And then you're like, okay, maybe we can work it out. And as soon as you say that, here they come with devaluing you again. So you have to now make up your mind. If I'm in a relationship with the narcissist, what do I do next? Some of you need to get out and get help. I don't like to tell people to leave, but I do say get some help because this is not healthy. And see, we hate to tell people this is toxic, but it is toxic. We hate toxic, right? We hate that word toxic because we throw it around all the time. But there is a normal amount of healthy aggression, I'm sure, in any relationship that's healthy where you have to give and take because we all at times are selfish and we want our way. But that is not the same thing as being in a relationship with someone that is physically, verbally abusive, emotionally abusive to you. Anyone that builds you up to just knock you down. The same thing that they hate about you now is what they swore they adored about you. That's not healthy. And you have to get help. You do. You have to get help. Okay? Because behind your back, they are talking about you. They are telling your secrets. They are laughing at you. one friend told me, and these are not really my friends, but I just like to protect people's interests. So one of my friends told me that she was actually approached by a woman who said that they was in a relationship with her man, and it was her man. Publicly, it was her man. Everyone knew that was her man. But the young lady came and said to her that this was now her man, and that he had told her everything that she had been saying about her to her man. So this is a triangulation that occurs. They will go back and forth and tell the next woman about you and have the next woman approach you. These people are very dangerous because they will prey on you, okay? And they will have you out here looking like a whole half stupid cow while you're trying to be good, while you're trying to be faithful, while you're trying to esteem the relationship. They will be undermining it. If you are noticing any of these patterns in your relationship where they're mind effing you, that's what I call it. They're mind effing you. So they will gaslight you by saying that never happened. You will come in, walk in on them cheating, and they will say that never happened. So they will have you mentally think that you're crazy, that you're not seeing what you're seeing, that you don't hear what you hear, but you are correct. Your intuition is correct. And eventually we have to talk about why we are drawing these people. What is it about us that allows us to stay in situations? Because I'm going to tell you, about 4 months in, you're going to see them for what they are. And it's not just men. Women are doing this as well. Many men are being hurt by these women that come to them, prey on them, and take them for everything they have, while at the same time they see nothing wrong with sleeping with their daddies, uncles, and sons. Taking their money, making them feel like, they have the cream of the crop, when in fact they are publicly embarrassing them, because they'll do stuff like, if you're in a small town, they'll sleep with like the whole football team. And I don't want no one jumping on me about putting down, the whole mentality or movement. That's not what this is about. This is about trusting someone who says that they are for you and with you. They're sleeping with the whole football team and you don't know it, but everybody else knows. So you walk into school in the locker room and everyone's smiling at you. You think you're popular. No, you're not popular. They've been sleeping with your woman. So this is the type of things that the narcissist does. It's a very tragic cycle. People are being victimized. Now, at some point, you have to realize when you are in these type of relationships and get out. I think that's all I wanted to say today. I'm going to talk more about this at some point, but I just had to get this out. I hope this helps. Please seek professional counseling and advice if you feel that you are caught in this cycle of viciousness and harm. Thanks for listening.